So I just was on YouTube, and you know, every now and then I don't really look at my subscriptions that regularly, but what tends to happen is I'll go through a phase where I will sit down at my computer and log in, and then I'll go through all my subscriptions and look at all of my favourite people. That's the baby monitor. Giovanna is out tonight, so but the baby monitor is too warm in Buzz's room, and the baby monitor can't connect. So this is responsible parenting right there. As I was saying, yeah, I'll go through phases where I will sit and just watch through all of my favourite people's videos that they've made, and I find it really inspiring. And funnily enough, I was doing that just now, and I watched the video by Jack Howard, and he made a video about inspiration, and it inspired me. It inspired me to make my own video about inspiration. Now, there is a bit in his video, I'll put a link to it somewhere if I can in the kabloody-blue, blah-de-blah-doobly-doo, where he talks about, you know, not wanting to do the same thing that's already been done. Well, I'm kind of doing the same thing that's already been done because you just made this video, but I feel like on YouTube, that's okay. You're okay to explore and discuss the same topics that other YouTubers and vloggers have done. Inspiration is a really interesting thing to talk about, and something that I actually do get asked about quite a lot. So, and I've never really properly spoke about it on YouTube, so I thought I'd vlog about it. Now, before we go any further, I do just want to say, I'm wearing my pajamas basically. I've got Buzz's dinner down me. He's just had his bath, so you know, I have damp, wet patches on my trousers. I'm a mess is what I'm basically saying, but I was inspired to make a video, so I just threw on a hat and pressed record. Inspiration. Inspiration is very interesting. Inspiration is the beginning, it's the start of all things creative. You can't do something creative without that initial spark of inspiration. That's something that fired you up enough to get you moving. And what I always find interesting is where those things come from. What is that thing? And it's always different. Like with me, it's, you know, when I'm writing a song, it's not necessarily music that inspires writing a song. It could be a real event in my life. It could be a film that inspires music. It could be a book that inspires music. And now I'm just looking at things on the table. It could be a bottle of water that inspires music, or a mouse that inspires music. What I'm saying is it's different. It's not like, you know, to write a song you need to listen to loads of songs. Sometimes that helps, and sometimes it is songs that inspire you, but other times it can be going for a walk. But I guess over the years I've found that there's a pattern of things that inspire me. There's certain things that I know if I do, I will feel inspired by doing them. So one of them will be going for a run. Now, I don't do this very often anymore. In fact, I think I've probably only been for one run this year, and that's really lazy of me. But it's basically because, no, there's no excuse, I'm just really lazy. But when I used to run, I would listen to music, or I'd listen to an audio book, and I would always find that being out in the fresh air running, it would give me it would fill me with ideas. And I actually used to find it a bit frustrating, because I'd be halfway around on a run and I'd have an idea for a lyric, or I'd have a concept for a book or a story or something, and then I'd want to stop running and write it down. But it's an amazing feeling to then return home full of ideas and quickly have to write them down. Actually, I've got loads of dictaphone recordings on my phone of song ideas that where I'm kind of running half out of breath, and I always try and make sure there's no one around watching me like singing to my dictaphone. No, not that it's that weird, but it's a little bit weird. Is it weird? Actually, I have a lot of dictaphone recordings where I'm kind of whispering or mumbling, like when I on an airplane toilet, I have an idea for a song, so I just go to the toilet. I've got quite a few like that, and you can hear the airplane in the background, and I'm trying to sing really quietly so the person waiting outside or the air hostess can't hear what I'm singing. Bookshops. Going to bookshops always inspires me. The Dinosaur That Pooped, the series of kids books that I write with Dougie, that was all inspired by wandering around bookshops looking for inspiration, because we used to go there for inspiration for tour and for album artwork, and eventually, you know, we found ourselves wanting to write books, and we did. I mean, the list of things that inspires me is endless. There's going to the cinema, reading the Walt Disney World blog, going to the cinema, going to the theatre, going to the cinema, going to coffee shops and just sitting in coffee shops on the internet. The internet inspires you. And technology is inspiring. Like lately, I have always loved drawing. I've always loved art. I've always loved doodling. Never really been into painting because I suck at it. But lately, I haven't really done it very much. I've just not had time, and I've just found that there's been other things that I've been working on that I just haven't had time to really draw and doodle. But my sister, for my birthday, bought me a digital pen made by 53, I think it's called, and I found that, and so it's for drawing on your iPad, and I found that I really want to draw because it's really cool and really fun to use, and so that now I'm suddenly really inspired to draw and paint, and every 5 minutes spare that I get, like when Buzz is napping, or if I'm not writing, because I'm writing a book at the moment, but in my breaks I feel like I'll have a coffee break and I'll do a quick doodle. So I'm drawing lots of stuff at the moment. But there was something that I thought of, Jack, when I watched your video that I thought maybe you didn't cover, and it is a form of inspiration. You know, we kind of have discussed, or I've discussed, all of the awesome things that inspire me, and you're talking about the amazing creative works of other people that inspire you. But there's also a slight evil side to inspiration. That is when people do something rubbish, and when people do something that's terrible. That is also really inspiring sometimes. Like the amount of times when I put on the radio and I hear a song that I think is utter rubbish. When I hear a bad song and it's doing well, I find that really frustratingly inspiring, because I feel like I could write better than that, and then that can give you the motivation to go and do better than that. You know, there are a lot of incredibly well written, fantastic children's picture books, but there are also some terrible ones, and it was seeing terrible ones that gave me the motivation and the confidence to think that if that is out on a bookshelf and people are reading that to their kids, I know I can write better than that. And then that gave us the motivation to get started, and now we have a whole series of kids books. And you know, it came about through seeing some awesome ones that we found really great and really inspiring, and seeing some terrible ones that we thought we could do better. And so there's a whole kind of evil, negative side to inspiration that I think is actually really fascinating. There's that, you know, that part of every human, that instinct of, you know, wanting people to do badly, especially British people. You know, I know we all do it. I try not to be negative, especially online, and you know, when I make videos and stuff, I try to be positive. But there's, you know, a whole side of me when I see someone else's YouTube video and they've done something and I feel like, oh, that's a really good idea, I hope it's bad, and then I can do it better. You know, that's just a natural instinct. Or, you know, you see an idea and you think, well, why didn't I think of that? And you don't want it to do well because you wish you thought of it. And I'm ashamed to admit that I do feel like that from time to time. But however, that is all part of inspiration, and inspiration is the first step to doing something great. And inspiration can take its time as well, I think. You know, that a lot of the time someone will do something and create something incredible, and it gives you that feeling of complete pointlessness, and you feel like you are a completely worthless, untalented fool. Not very articulate tonight. And it feels like you want to give up. You feel like, I'm never going to be able to write a song as good as that, so I might as well give up. I'm never going to be able to write a book as good as that, I might as well give up. I'm never going to be able to draw a picture as good as that, I might as well give up. But I always find that eventually that feeling slowly turns into, maybe I could write something as good as that, and if they could do it, well, maybe I could do it too. And then your inspiration slowly is ignited, and it's that someone else's creativity fuels that fire, and before you know it, you're back into feeling like you're gonna take over the world again. And I guess inspiration kind of goes hand in hand with confidence, because they're kind of the same thing, I guess. It was quite a dramatic little head turn, wasn't it? I don't know why I've gone, I don't know why I was facing this way. I was looking for some inspiration on the wall. You know, and on the wall here there are things that, this is my wife's office, by the way, I'm in at the moment, and she's got loads of stuff up that, this is where she writes, and she's got stuff up on the walls that inspire her, and all of these books, this is all just stuff to hopefully give you inspiration and fill your head with awesomeness and creativity. I love being inspired. Anyway, at the end of Jack's video, he kind of, he threw it open to the viewers, so now you know what inspires me, and obviously through the fact that I made this video, Jack, you inspire me. Not Dean, no. Right, there are 2 pizzas in the fridge waiting for me. I'm not going to eat both of them, I just need to go and decide which one I'm going to eat. And then, as I'm feeling inspired, I'm going to go write. Or maybe I'll draw a picture. Or maybe I'll do both. Or maybe I will sit down, feel completely worthless, and not do anything. Anyway, thank you for watching. Oh! Before I go, there's one thing I forgot to mention in my Dick Harry vlog on Sunday, and that was that Harry and Izzy Judd, my good friends, the Judds, my dear wonderful friends, have announced to the world that they are expecting their first child, and I completely forgot to say congratulations to them in my vlog. So congratulations to Harry and Izzy. Your world is about to be changed dramatically in the most awesome way possible, and I look forward to sharing sleepless nights with you. Not that I'm going to be with you on those sleepless nights, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, and I'm now officially on Facebook as Official Tom Fletcher, facebook.com/Official Tom Fletcher, is that the way it works? And I now have a Facebook page, and it was originally a fan page, so some people might already like it. So thank you very much to a girl called Vicki who ran that and set that page up for me years ago. And so when I went to set up a page, I couldn't get my own name because she already had it as a fan page, but she very kindly handed it over to me, and that made me feel all warm and tingly and happy. And so now I have my own name on Facebook. Thank you, Vicki. So now I am Official Tom Fletcher on Facebook because I am officially Tom Fletcher. No, not officially, official. What was that, Official Tom Fletcher? Oh, it's very confusing. I'll put the link in the info. Bye, everyone. Hope you're inspired. Let me know what inspires you. And go and watch Jack's video because I basically just completely stole his idea. Thanks. Goodbye. Do you know what as well? The Indiana Jones soundtrack is a really good workout soundtrack. You could just listen to Raiders March if you're on a run and you feel like Indy. You could just run for miles. Actually, whilst I'm on running again, I know I've discussed running as well. One time I put on Nirvana and I swear I ran faster than Superman.